I really like the Nikon Z50 to make video with, but if Heather's using it for stills, then I have to use something else. And so for this video, I used my X-T3.
Hello, it's Phil Thatch and Heather, and we are currently at a little restaurant on the North Shore called Beast and Barrel, and we're stopping in, having us a beer and a little appetizer thing. What are we getting? Some sort of French fries or something?
They're called the single wide.
The single wide. And then we're going to, Heather's in her wheelchair, and we're going to roll all the way across the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge and make photos. And then on the other side, we're going to stop at the ice cream place and get some ice cream, and we might go to the Whiskey Thief and have a beer. We hadn't decided yet if we're going to do all of this. We're going to do as much as we can. And Heather, what are you carrying camera-wise?
The Z50, the 18 to 400, and then I also have my Tamron 10 to 24 in the bag as well.
Awesome. I have the Fujifilm X-T3 and the 18 to 55 kit lens, which we're using for video today. It's making this clip. And I've also carried 3 Nikon 1.8 primes, the 35, the 50, and the 85, with an adapter to where I can shoot them manual focus on the X-T3. And of course, Heather can also use all of those with the Z50 and the FTZ adapter, which she has with her. And so we're going to get started. And they recommended, our favorite beer is Chattanooga Brewing's Chestnut Street Brown Ale. And they don't carry that here, and they recommended this Jackalope branded beer from Nashville. It's Jackalope.
It's the Bear Walker Maple Brown.
Jackalope Bear Walker Maple Brown. They recommended it based on what we like, and it's really, really good. They did a great job with this suggestion. Really, really nice tasting beer. Almost as good as Chestnut Street.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's soon our appetizer, I'm sure, will get here, and then we'll start this adventure. This is our order of single wide, and it looks really, really awesome. All right, so we're up here now on the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge. That appetizer we just had was fantastic, and the beer was great. You may be able to see down there the rhinoceros that Heather took a picture of a couple of weeks ago, so that's pretty cool. And we're on the bridge. We haven't gotten to the part of the bridge that has the steel above you, but you can see it there in the distance. And Heather's making shots with the 18 to 400 lens. So it is really cool to compress that bridge with a long lens, and she has quite a massive long lens. So we kind of paused right here as we were walking across the bridge to let my wrist take a break and let her make a few shots right here.
So I think the best trick with that 18 to 400 lens is how small it is, and yet it's still 400 millimeters. And look at the compression that you can get. One of the neatest things to do on this bridge is compress the bridge with a long lens from a long way back. And I love this photograph of this determined little girl as she's riding her way across that beautiful pedestrian bridge that's been there for years and years. And if you look closely in the background, you see that boccified dog there on the right hand side of the frame? Well, here it is up close. The next shot she made was of this beautiful dog as it was being walked across the bridge. And this one's not compressed as much because you can't see the bridge in the shot, but it gives you a good example of how sharp that lens is while pointing at a dog. And now she's only at 75 millimeters. I think those first 3 that she made were all at 400, but this one's only at 75, and it's still compressing that bridge, but she completely crushed it in those other photographs. When I'm pushing Heather, even when I'm carrying the X-T3 on my Black Rabbit strap, I really can't do a lot of photography because I'm too busy pushing, but while we're rolling along, I can say, oh, get that guy. Here, let me roll you at the same speed of these people. Shoot to your right and get these folks. So it's like I'm the director or the producer of Heather's street photography tonight. And but she's still over there, as you can, I think, see, working. And now we'll do a backlit spin just to give you an idea of the whole scene here on top of the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge. So if you're on the bridge, there's a non-stop cavalcade of street photography opportunities coming across the bridge at you. And here's a 170 millimeter shot of these two youngsters, probably brother and sister, as they make their way across the bridge. And here's one at 370 millimeters. What an amazing range this lens has. It goes all the way down to 18 and all the way to 400. I guess that's why they call it an 18 to 400, but here's a couple as they ride across the bridge on their rented Chattanooga bicycles. And look at this cute dog, all 4 feet off the ground. You know, Heather loves to make photos of dogs. I think she prefers dogs for her street photography. And I was carrying my camera. You know, if I'm pushing the wheelchair, normally I have to keep the camera in my camera bag because I don't use a strap. But I do have a Black Rapid dual strap that I use for concert photography, and I took it apart and made it into a single to carry my camera in this video. And I used my camera mostly for video, but I did make a few stills. Look at this shot that Heather made. I really like this. This is a couple as they make their way across the bridge. And Heather chose to focus on the girl who is the second in the photograph, but you still have her boyfriend in the foreground out of focus. I really like the way she made this 400 millimeter shot there on the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge.
Well, as is becoming the trend, while Heather was working on her photography, I sat down and did some panning blurs here on the bridge. And the first one I did, I waited for this guy on a bicycle to come for quite a while, and when he finally got to me, he rode a wheelie, and I got 3 decent shots of him in a row at my new favorite shutter speed, 1/40th of a second.
Okay, so this is my first photograph in the video. This is using the X-T3 and the 18 to 55. I didn't change lenses at all, although I did carry 3 more lenses I could have put on. But I like this panning blur of this guy who decided to ride a wheelie right in front of me. And then Heather made this photograph of me. That's where I was sitting when I made the shot. And this is me looking at the back of the camera and reviewing the photograph to see how the wheelie photograph came out. And here's a couple more of Heather's photographs of the cavalcade of street photography opportunities coming across the Walnut Street Bridge as we went from the north side of the Tennessee River to the south side of the Tennessee River across the beautiful Walnut Street pedestrian bridge.
Okay, so now we're at a place on the south side of the river after going all the way across the bridge called the Ice Cream Show, where we're getting some ice cream. Chocolate with mint for me and chocolate with cookie dough for Heather. Should be awesome.
How's your ice cream?
It's good.
What flavor is it again? Chocolate with chocolate chip cookie dough?
Yeah, 2 times the cookie dough.
Awesome. Mine is chocolate with Andes mints, and it looks fantastic.
Okay, so now we're on the top of the Edwin Hotel at the Whiskey Thief, which is a bar slash small light restaurant up here. And we've got the side that views the Hunter Museum, but on the front of this outdoor area, it looks right out over the river and the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge that we just walked across, which is just fantastic real estate right here. And this is a pretty nice bar, and I hear from a friend of mine who has stayed here that the hotel is fantastic as well.
I made a quick snapshot of the inside of the bar. We always go to the outside of the bar because it has that great view, but the inside of the bar is also really, really beautiful as well.
So this is the view off the other side of Whiskey Thief.
So we did not have the premium outdoor seating area where you could see the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge, but we could see the Hunter Museum of Art from our seats, and Heather noticed and made this beautiful photograph of these vines that were growing up the wall in the area from our seats that didn't have a view at all other than this.
Okay, so we have gotten this 5 Wits higher brown ale here at the Whiskey Thief, and it's the worst beer of the day, and also by a wide margin the most expensive. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not as good as that Jackalope, and not as good as our favorite Chattanooga Brewing Chestnut Street Brown Ale. But we'll still drink it, right?
Oh yeah.
Motor scooter.
Okay, so I thought I would share this photograph of the Edwin Hotel high dynamic range that I made with the Z6 and the 24-70 f2.8G nearly 2 years ago. You can see the bottom level has the White Bird restaurant and the top level has the Whiskey Thief, and the rest of the building is the hotel.
Okay, so that is the beautiful Edwin Hotel behind us, where we just went up to the 5th floor and had us a not so good brown ale. The one that we had on the other side of the river, the Jackalope.
The Jackalope Bear Walker Maple Brown Ale. Yes.
Yeah, from Nashville. That was fantastic, but the one here was nowhere near as good. And of course, the Chattanooga Chestnut Street Brown Ale is fantastic. We always recommend that one. And now we're going to roll back across the bridge to the other side, and maybe we can get some more photos on the way. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, we made it all the way across the bridge. Didn't really do any photography. I did stop for just a minute and make a couple of long exposure shots of the Market Street Bridge from the Walnut Street Bridge. It wasn't very good though.
Okay, so here's that photograph I made of the Market Street Bridge from the Walnut Street Bridge. And I made another one of these just a while back, maybe a month and a half or so ago back. And I like that other one better than this one, but this one turned out okay.
But here we are now at our parking place in Coolidge Park. The car is right behind the camera, but we decided to say goodbye in front of these awesome trees. They're super cool. We parked right beside them, didn't even notice them when we got out of the car, but Heather said, look at those trees, and I was looking at them too. I think one photographer at one point told me, always look behind you, you might be missing something. There goes some really loud motorcycles. And we appreciate you watching this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you want to see some more, subscribe, hit the bell. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.